Hey girls, it's Tuesday. If I could live in any time period that I wanted, I don't know what I'd choose. There's a few that would make my top three list, I guess. First off, I love the 40s. I don't know why, but I love the history of the 40s and the cultural changes and all that. I love World War II history and that kind of stuff. I would totally just live in the 50s and just like hang out with Allen Ginsberg and Jack Kerouac and all of them because I really love the Beat Generation. And we'd all be best friends. It would be good times. There'd be books about it, and I'd be in them. And I'd be famous. Moving into the 60s and the awesomeness that created, I just love the whole idea that we went to space for the first time and it was such a big deal. And there are all these, like, I went to a space museum and there was just like all this stuff from the 60s, and I thought it was so cool how they were that advanced back then. TV was just invented, and we didn't have home computers yet. We didn't have any of that stuff, but we had the technology to go all the way to the moon. I think that's amazing and incredible, and I love it. I also really love the shift from newspapers to television. I love how the news was broadcast on TV for the first time, and it was this big thing. And now I'm going to fangirl all over the 80s. I love blockbuster movies of that time. If there's a ride for it at Universal, I like it. Except for the ones that I haven't seen, which is probably most of them because I'm uncultured and stuff. I also love all the Rat Pack movies and like the really, really bad music videos of the 80s. They're really bad, and it's fantastic. The music of the 80s is superior to any other kind of music. Seriously, not even lying. Like, their music videos are really bad, but everything else, perfect. David Bowie. I think the main reason I'd want to live there is because it's so ridiculous. Like, 80s clothes, I don't believe that they wore that. I need to go find out for myself because whenever I look up pictures of people in the 80s, it's like not crazy things, but whenever you go to like an 80s style dance, it's like crazy stuff, and I just need to know who's right. Pixar, it didn't happen. I think if given the choice, I'd stay in this time period because I feel like this is the only time where you could actually live out other time periods. Like with pop culture, there are movies about the 40s and the 30s and the 20s and 80s, but in the 40s, it was just like the movies were about then, and there weren't that many. And I think it's so cool that you get to learn about other um, generations, I guess, in such a way that it's interesting and exciting, and I love it. Not to mention, they did not have Harry Potter in the 70s or in the 40s or in the 20s. That's us. That's right now. So I think I'm going to stay here. Chelsea, I'll see you tomorrow.